I'd like to introduce a special guest that I have today. Actually, he's a childhood friend. All right, we done been through plenty of stuff together. Again, we may be in talk about some of the stuff we actually went through in high school and junior high school. So he's a family man. He's an educator. He's definitely an inspirational person, and I know he's a coach too. He does a lot of coaching. But I'm not gonna belate this thing. I'm gonna bring on my friend Tim Young. Give him a hand. Hey, what's going on, Tim? Hey, I'm glad to have you. Look how we meeting. Okay, after all these years, look at this. All right, so we're meeting up like this. I haven't spoken to you in years, but I definitely have been following you, all the stuff that you've been doing. You've been motivating students. You've been motivating your family. You've been very, very encouraging, and I even think you won like Teacher of the Year or something like that in your particular area. So, could you tell the audience a little bit about you that I didn't mention in the intro?
Yeah, well, you mentioned a lot of it, but I've been married for 22 years now in February, and I've got 2 kids, and I'm a deacon in the church. I go to the River City Christian Ministries church, and I'm an educator. I've been a teacher for 18 years now. I started in special education, dealing with students with disabilities. I did that for 10 years. And in the past 8 years, I've been a PE teacher, and I absolutely love being a PE teacher. I love the special ed as well. It really taught me a lot, and helped me to be a better PE teacher. And I also coach cross country at track at Baldwin High School, and I've been doing that for 13 years. And I'm also a marathon high coach as well, and we train people who never run before in the high school setting to run a half marathon. So I'm busy.
Wow, I mean, we used to, I don't want to say run the streets, but we used to be running in the streets. Back in the days in Orange Park, the Duval area and stuff like that. Where we come up, again, that's going from pretty much almost like skipping school and doing crazy stuff to what now you actually an educator and you're actually a deacon. Wow, that's something I didn't know about you. I didn't know about you. So again, kudos for what you have been doing and what you've been inspiring people to do. What made you become a teacher, or how did you think
I
about the
I
impact?
really got interested in interpreting sign language. I was at FSCJ, and started learning sign language. I was in an interpreting training program, and then someone from UNF, that was in the charge of the Deaf Ed program, came over and spoke to us, and then I decided to go over there and get into deaf education. That was my major. And then when I got out of that, I wasn't even sure I was going to teach. I was kind of looking at different things. I wasn't sure about, also the pay the teachers make. That was one of my things I struggled with at first. But then I decided to go ahead and go into teaching, and I fell in love with it. And I'm so grateful that I did, because I've been teaching for 18 years, and I'm going to finish up being a teacher.
Yeah. So one of the things that you said, like the pay, you said the pay, right, was the issue, right?
Yeah.
And I'm an educator too. And that's one of the things that a lot of people struggle with. But I found out that we actually get paid in different ways. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to reciprocity, and that pay is like more than the monetary. Even though you want money to support your family and the things that you want to do, but I'm telling you, man, the feeling that you get, the gratitude that you get from actually being able to teach and inspire and actually get these kids to find out their full potential. I mean, like you said, the money pay can't even equate to what we do. So what drives you to keep your energy high when the tasks are motivating, especially students that when it seems so exhausting as motivators that we do? What keeps your energy so high?
Well, my main motivation is my relationship with God, and just making sure that I stay connected to the vine and stay connected to the body. And, when I do that and make sure that I'm denying myself daily, one of my biggest things is that, it's easy to be self-focused in this world, and everyone is self-focused in this world. And it's hard to, you have to be outwardly focused. To me, I've lived a lot of years where I was self-focused, and I'm just not happy that way. And so when I stay in my word and stay prayed up and focused on things above and on earthly things, then then I'm always motivated and I'm wanting to give, wanting to be outwardly focused.
So you get your energy from the word, you from the Bible, from the so it's you've given
Yeah.
a credit to God, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah.
pretty much. Okay, well, that's what I was
To
trying to
God
say.
be to God be the glory.
That's right. All right, that's what's up. I love that because again, I'm in the ministry program too to become a minister as well over the last past year, and I've definitely found out that your gift could be revealed through that. You know what I mean? Through understanding that. So kudos to you on that, man. What was the best advice have you given someone that actually worked? And you was like, wow, it worked.
Well, I was thinking about that. I've given a lot of advice, and I can't think specifically of one particular advice, but I know the spiritual advice that I've given, again, coming from the Word, it never goes wrong. So it always is great advice to give when I'm able to give it from what the Word says. And then I think about, as a coach, running coach, a lot of advice I've given to my runners is also what I've learned over the years. And hard work pays off. And when I give them that advice and motivate them to put in the hard work, then the outcome is always, awesome. And then some kids take your advice and some don't. But I'm just going to continue to try to love and encourage and build up people.
So, I mean, you mentioned that you was a running coach. Have you had any kids that done some extraordinary things that just kind of moved you to a point where you was like, wow?
So I did have a runner that came to me in seventh grade, and he ran seventh grade all the way till he was a senior. And now I still have a great relationship with him. He has cerebral palsy. His name is Matthew Taylor, and just his presence and being around and knowing that the things that he goes through to try to just do something that we take for granted, running. He had a baclofen pump put in that helped him to it gave like elasticity to his arm and his legs where he could actually get a full stride out. Before that, he would be, and a lot of times he would be stumbling over roots and falling a lot. But, just his story and being along for that ride, those 6 years was definitely moving to me.
Wow, that's encouraging, man. That's a really really good story to talk about, man. Okay, can you tell me a little bit about the Teacher Matters movement that you started, and what inspired you to get that started?
So originally it was, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, where I was talking to a friend in Atlanta, and we were both just talking. It was really when there was a lot of social unrest and a lot of racial tension and stuff like that. And we were talking, and I think, I don't know if he came up with our idea, but he talked about Hugs Matter. And so from that, I started this thing called Hugs Matter. That's where Teachers Matter actually came from. I did a whole year of Hugs Matter where I would interview people and talk to them about, why hugs matter. And at the end, I'd give them a hug. And from that, it went to, I did about a year or two later, I did Jesus Matters for a year. And then this past year, I did Teachers Matter. So it kind of came from Hugs Matter.
And that's pretty good. So that you ain't involved with you're not responsible for the Black Lives Matter. No, I'm just. But yeah, that's good, man. I'm glad to be able to understand that because I seen you post those videos and things like that, and talking to kids and talking to some teachers and some educators, and that was really really moving to me. All right, so we would like to be able to not only get the audience to understand that, but to get behind that because teachers do matter as well. Can you think of a person or a family member that inspired you the most and why?
Yeah, I have a friend that's pretty close to me. His name is Dan Frazier, and he's also a deacon in the church. He moved down south, so I'm not around him as much. But every time I'm around him and we talk, I can't get in a word. I can't ask him. I really don't get a lot from him of what is going on in his life because he's so focused on me and he's so encouraging and asking me questions. And, when we talk, it's like I find myself talking more about me than him. And I want to be like that to where when I'm, engaged in a conversation with someone, I want to get personal and caring and encouraging like he is, to where I'm not, because sometimes you'll be talking to someone and you find yourself talking a lot about yourself, and I don't want to be like that. I want to be encouraging outwardly and so engaging the other person instead of me be the one always talking.
And what's his name?
His name is Dan Frazier.
Dan Fraser. Okay, we'll put him up here and make sure that we give him a shout out. But again, that's one of the reasons why I put together Chief Says, to be able to get a platform for, the audience to understand what motivational, inspirational, encouraging people go through. And when I say go through, is we don't tend to talk about it, like Mr. Dan, like he don't talk about himself. Nobody don't understand his why. And when you understand their why, you be able to appreciate them a little bit better. You're like, wow, all I did was talk about myself. Does anybody who motivates the motivator? You know what I mean? And that's something that was always intriguing to me. You know what I mean? Who motivates the motivator? And we do have people. You're a motivator. You're an encouraging person. And somebody is behind the scenes motivating Tim. You know what I mean? Behind the scenes motivating. They don't realize that your students or the people around you don't really realize why your energy is up, because someone has poured into you. You know what I mean? And not necessarily saying that you want to get the credit, but understanding that person's why will make you appreciate them more. And that's what Chief Says is about. You know what I mean? This is not about Chief. This is about the motivator and inspirational person that's living that life, okay? They live in a life of what they preach and what they talk about, you know what I mean? So, in your opinion, what is the number one challenge that you normally face when you're motivating or encouraging people?
I think I referenced to it a little earlier. My main challenge is getting out of my own way, is really just denying myself daily and not allowing my feelings and thoughts to run rampant. I'm big into knowing that you can control your thoughts. You choose what you do and how you live and stuff like that. And so I want to empty myself of me, and allow God to work through me more. When I'm not in the way, then I see a lot more of God working than what I can do.
Wow. You let him speak through you. All right, let him speak
Yes.
through you. Okay. Yeah. Understand. All right. What can we expect out of you within like the next 6 months or year, in terms of your gift of encouraging and motivating people, or even to run the thing up? Do you have anything that you got going on within the next year, 6 months or a year?
No special events other than I'm going to keep doing what I do. Here at Thomas Jefferson, I just want to be a good influence and encouragement to the people around here. We have a mentor run that we put on here as well, from my cross country team in Baldwin. So once a year, my Baldwin runners come over here to the elementary school, and then they run with the kids. So I've got that going on once a year. I do the Marathon High, which I'm into right now. We're getting ready for the Donna, and the Donna is going to be virtual. So we're not going to be meeting together this time. But no, I'm just going to continue to, and then the things I do at the church. Right now, we're not meeting, physically. We meet on Wednesdays and record a service for Sundays. And so, technology, we're grateful for technology, because that's that way we continue to keep fellowshipping and call one another, pray with one another, and are able to do our services online. So we're not physically meeting together right now, but that's kind of, I'm going to continue to do all that. That's about all.
That's great. That's great that you continue to provide a possibility to people to worship, you know what I mean? And we're using this virtual like right now, you're in, in Florida. I'm all the way in Hawaii. We're using this platform to be able to give our audience an experience of what Tim Young is actually about, you know what I mean? And what motivates you, especially during this pandemic, while everything is like slowed down or paused. They get a greater understanding of, what's driving what's driving you. So what does success look like to you, in your opinion?
Success. So I think of success, I think more of being a servant. You've heard the term servant leadership. If I'm serving and giving, then I'm successful, and because I'm not worried about what I'm getting. And it's easy to be focused on and we live in a society that's a want society, or we want everything. But really, I'm content when I'm focused outwardly. And so, success for me is to continue to be outwardly focused and serving and giving to others, not focused on myself.
Wow, wow, powerful, powerful, man. Servant leaders, and that's a lot of people don't understand that. You know, that's actually somebody that's actually serving the people that follow them. You know what I'm saying? Or the people just serving the people. So again, that servant leader or leadership is very, very important to understand, especially developing at a young age. If you develop at a young age, you'll be a rock star when it comes to
Yeah,
any organization. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah.
so, have what have you not accomplished yet that you aspire to accomplish in the next few years? Like,
Well, I have retirement goals. I love to fish and would love to visit different places with my family and stuff. We would like to eventually get an RV and all that. But as far as my influence and what I'm doing now, I just continue to want to I'm looking forward to my last years of teaching and coaching. I'm coming up on well, I got 7 more years. I'm probably gonna finish coaching around 20 years, but I'm gonna be teaching till I'm, for 30 years. So I've got a lot just doing what I'm doing.
well,
That's it.
we definitely appreciate you, man, and you definitely do your things. I see you're outdoors, man. I see some of your videos and stuff. You're an avid fisher and runner and skydiver, perhaps.
Yeah, that's a Photoshop picture of me. I do that just for fun. I like to Photoshop and put crazy pictures together. But
But you
yeah,
like,
no, I don't. I like to skydive, but I never have.
yeah. So fortunately, I was a airborne paratrooper in my time of being in the military. So it is it is definitely a different mindset jumping out of a perfectly good plane. All right. So again, so if that's something that you aspire to do, you know what I mean. That's whatever floats your boat. If you jump out, jump. But it's all about a analogy in life too, being able to have a leap of faith and be able to trust in your equipment to be able
Yes.
to jump out. So how much hard work goes into what you do that many people don't really see behind the scenes? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's hard work in everything. And one of my favorite scriptures is it's in Colossians 3:23. It says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as though you're working for the Lord, not for human masters." And so everything I do, I try to put all my whole heart into it. So behind the scenes, I think that people don't see is a lot of prayer. I think prayer is super powerful, and we got to continue to pray for one another, pray for this country. We pray for the body of Christ, and just pray for my students. I will pray for this pandemic that's going on, and I don't know if we're going to finish this year out or not. I'm grateful that I'm able to be. I'm teaching online as well as here at the school, so brick and mortar is what they call it. But
Mhm.
yeah, I guess behind the scenes, the hard work is more prayer than anything, praying for everything.
That's good. That's good. And a lot of people think it's luck, but prayer works. And then a lot of people don't realize you are praying for them. And when they actually get it, or they're like, "Oh, I'm lucky." No, no. Actually, I prayed for you, and other people prayed for you. So again, I do push that when it comes to being able to understand that things are not just going to happen on its own. You know what I mean? You got to go into prayer, and prayer makes make things happen. All right. Is there a place where you are comfortable doing your videos or you're inspiring people that's like, is there a location? I noticed that you're in your classroom, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that like like you feel more comfortable inspiring people in that particular area?
Um, I'm really comfortable anywhere. A lot of my videos, well, when I did Hugs Matter, a lot of times I would go to like Walmart and and anywhere just to get the videos of someone. And if I didn't get my video that day, I would go out. I'd go out and purposely go somewhere to find someone that I could get a video for that day. But no, I'm pretty comfortable everywhere. I am comfortable in my room here, and definitely comfortable on the track and cross country and doing that running. But yeah.
Pretty cool, man. You go out there and track people down to get you. What does it feel like when? Does it feel like you you're missing something, or it builds up on you if you don't during that time when you was out there doing Teachers Matters or Hugs Matter? Does it feel like it builds on you if you don't get it off you?
Yeah, it kind of did because I made a goal, and I did great with Hugs Matter, and then Jesus Matters, and then and when I got to Teachers Matter, I didn't make a goal of doing it the whole year because it can get a little overwhelming with having to make sure you do something every day, just like a workout goals. Right now, I'm trying to get back in shape, and I got me a regimen going, and but once I made that decision to do it, and no matter what it is, I'm going to do it. So yeah, if you haven't got it done by the end of the day, you're like, oh man, I got to get this done. Whatever it is that you decide as a goal that you want to do every day.
I love it. To make the decision to decide what you're gonna do, and that's the thing about a lot of people don't do that. Do you sponsor or you support any foundation that you would like to highlight or give a shout out to right now? Where
Yeah, the RCC Ministries is the church that I serve at, and like I said, I'm in the middle now of Marathon High. It's a great program here in Duval County. I think it's all over. I don't know where all the different places are that they do it, but a lot of schools here in Duval County are involved in Marathon High. I think it's great because students, like I said, that really aren't runners, but they decide to do something that's worthwhile, and we give high fives to each other. Now it's a little different with the COVID thing going on, but we might give air high fives, but you know, just it's encouraging, and to see someone set their mind to something and accomplish a goal, and then they do a half marathon. You know, that's nothing to sneeze at.
yeah, Roger, I like that, man. That you're actually supporting it. And again, we'll make sure we put those particular places up and highlight them, and to include the church that we understand. They're worshiping online now, but it give an opportunity for to the audience to be able to grow as well. Where could the viewers get more information about you or your events that you got going on? I mean, do you have an Instagram or Facebook or something where people can contact you to support your movement?
Yeah, mainly on Facebook. I do have an Instagram, but I don't use it as much as I have in the past. And so yeah, that's Facebook. I'm not really big on social media, but I do try to put some encouraging things on there. There's so much garbage out there that you can look through, and so I try to put some encouraging things. And so you can definitely find me, Tim Young, on. You'll see a Photoshop picture of me skydiving. You'll see me up there when you go to the Facebook page.
And again, Tim, it's just a lot of things that are going on negative on social media. But I found out like those negative people or those scammers, they don't stop. You know what I mean? And we as positive people or encouraging, inspiring people, we got to work as 10 times as hard as they do. You know what I mean? Because they never stop. So why should we? And that's one of the things that not only why I put Chief Says together, but I wanted to be able to talk to, inspirational, encouraging people to get them to continue to do what you're doing and what I'm doing because it's so important. Because if not, the other people are just running over, and people start believing what they actually hear. Words matter. You know what I mean? Just like teachers matter, right? If you could go back to
That might be my next one. Words matter.
If you could go back to your 17-year-old self and give you some advice, what would it be?
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. And as far as advice too, I don't know what I would actually, tell my 17-year-old self, because I think that a lot of who I am today is through a lot of things I went through and mistakes I made. And I quit high school. It's one of the early mistakes I made. I didn't finish, and went back, got my GED, and went back to college and stuff. But you know, I guess now I've learned a lot more to hold on to what's important. And when I was younger, I gave up a lot more than what I would, nowadays. And so that's just helped me to be more persistent and holding on to what's important now as I'm older. So I don't know if I would really give any advice or change anything, but because I had to learn it.
You had to learn. It's what shaped you into who you are today. So again, I ask that question sometimes, and people actually say, "Well, I would do this, I would do that," but if you do anything, it probably would change who you are today. You know what I mean? So again, especially if you're satisfied or you're content with who you are, and and that you have a little form of success, it's important to embrace that who you are. It shaped who you are, and you are definitely a phenomenal person. So I appreciate what you have done. I appreciate you coming on Chief Says. I'm really selective about who comes on here. I'm not just picking out any person out of the dark. It's very important that I do that to make sure the audience understand that this is not only authentic, but the people on here are authentic, you know. And we'll put your information up here so that people can contact you or see your movement. And I would love to be able to invite you out next year or later on down the road that we could see, you know, not only the growth, but the processes that you've actually done has come to fruition, and things like that. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna move into something called Chief Says Speed Word Game. So at Chief Says Speed Word Games, I'm gonna give you a word, and pretty much you got 3 seconds, word or phrase. You got 3 seconds to be able to make a response. All right. So again, I looked into your information, so these words should be resonating with you. They should come right out. So even if you say something within the 3 seconds. They're gonna buzz you if you don't. The production team.
No pressure, right?
No pressure, no pressure. So if you don't get it, we're just gonna give you another word. But it's all about having fun. So here's it go. Here we go. Here's the first word or phrase. Second chances.
We need them.
Okay. All right. We need second chances. And I said that because I know where you and I background, where we came from. If people gave up on us on the first time that we did stuff, we wouldn't be where we are today. You know what I mean? So again, sometimes you need third chances, fourth chances, or fifth chances. And educators and people out there, motivators, inspirational people, you got to know that. You know, don't just write people off because they don't get it the first time. Your second word is running.
Love, hate.
What do you mean by love, hate?
Love, hate. Running is a love-hate relationship. I think most people have that. I love it. I've always loved running. I didn't really get into it till I joined the military because I didn't have the discipline to get myself up in the mornings and to run. But when I got in the military, they make you. So I fell in love with running, but then there's times where I hate it as well, you know, because it's definitely 25 years of running has put a lot of wear and tear on my body and stuff like that. But it's love more than hate. But I just joke around, love, hate. Sometimes you hate to do it because it's.
Hold on, Tim. You said military. Now that's something I didn't know about you.
Okay.
So you,
yeah.
What rank did you go in?
So I went into the Army Reserves.
Okay.
Yep. I was in for 6 years and then two years inactive.
Okay. Good. I didn't know you was a veteran. You know, happy Veterans Day. You know what I mean? So stuff like that.
Same to you.
So yeah, that's pretty good. I could not stand running. Period. Point blank. I couldn't stand it at all. But I end up falling in love with the process of being able to get myself to a certain level. And then I started doing like 6 and 7 miles a day. I couldn't do nothing less than that because I had fell in love with it. So running is something I understood what you were saying about love, hate. I hated it at the beginning, but I loved it. Give you those endorphins. And your final word is educators.
Underappreciated.
Ooh.
But I think now, you know, I say that, but I think now people are starting to appreciate them much more as a lot of teachers, a lot of parents were forced to be teachers as kids had to go, you know, online. And so I definitely felt a lot more love lately. And I do feel love. I don't want to feel like I don't want to make it sound like I feel like I'm unappreciated, but I do think the teaching profession, you know, it's super needed and a lot of heart goes into it, and people don't understand a lot of things that they put into it.
Good. All right. So, well, thank you for playing the Chief Says Speed Word game. You did an outstanding job. Second chance, running, and educators. So I kind of knew those words was going to just jump out at you. You're going to be able to run with it, and I appreciate what you're doing. He didn't know these words prior to, so again, I appreciate you doing that, Tim. All right. So, so we're gonna kind of wrap this up. Before I go, I want to let you know that you're going to be receiving a Chief Says t-shirt. These are things that we do not sell. We're going to be sending you your size. So when you get it, just make sure you take a picture, post it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. gives us a thumbs up or whatever. But we don't sell these. These are for our guests, and these are for somebody that likes, comments, and subscribes to our YouTube channel and our Instagram. All right. So this week it's going to be Aaliyah_Hickson. And that Hickson name sound familiar. This is the first time someone actually from my family actually got a t-shirt. All right, so she's going to be getting this. So she liked, subscribed, and she commented on the She Says videos, and she'll be receiving this. So that's the first time after all these episodes that we done. I think we on episode, like, I don't know if I'm put the number on your episode, but we've done multiple episodes. It's the first time we did one for the family. So kudos to you, Aaliyah Hickson. All right, so you'll be getting that. We'll have your Instagram up here too. All right, so I would like to thank my guest, Tim Young, for coming out and gracing the stage or gracing the this Zoom link with being able to have the interview where people can understand his why. I learned some things about you that I didn't even know, so I appreciate you coming on, Tim.
Yeah, I appreciate you as well.
All right,
thank you.
So I also would like to thank Brandon Baquet for making She Says a reality with you, the viewer, can get a benefit from. So make sure you turn on your notification, like, subscribe, and make sure you actually comment so that you can get one of these free She Says t-shirts. All right. So as I say always at the end, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. Would you help me out, Tim, at the end? She says, let's go!